or something.
I don't think.
So
I don't think that's what we're talking about on Talk Lately today.
That's Talk Lately, and I would like for my panel to be able to get a ride home.
We're still talking on live about this.
Yeah, because contracts
but you can do that at the
and verbal agreements mean something in society.
Only during breaks.
No, not on this show.
So this is the Talk Lately show with Monny.
You're right. You heard that name at the end? So I talk about what I want to.
Talk Lately with Monny.
Hi, everybody.
You're not at the mic.
The Sultan of Shadows.
I can hear myself because I got on. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Appreciate it. What you say?
No, I have Stello's charger. He might need that.
Where's it going? He has the car, though.
Exactly. So,
huh?
It's okay. Maybe she was catching the circulator.
So today, if you want to talk to Monny, give him a call at 410 because while y'all just conferring and
410-702-5657, or you can give us a text at 443-642-9403.
Don't forget to join us this Saturday from 12 to 5, June the 11th.
Wait.
I mean, you seem to.
We'll get to that first. Let's talk about the breaking news first.
Oh, okay.
Because
the show itself? Okay.
Everybody that accepted my invitation to be on the panel raised their hands.
Raise your hand.
You gotta raise your hand. What do you mean you didn't? You know what? He's on my list today.
I have to be here. So
no. You cut your mic off.
You know my boss.
I gotta get serious. I have to get
up from this chair, bro.
Come on, we gotta talk.
I gotta
about
get
Tamar.
serious.
We gotta get serious.
No, that's not the breaking news. What? There was a shooting today at a funeral.
Wait,
where?
What?
Yeah, in West Baltimore.
I
family.
just hate when people say it that way, as if, like, oh, it's West Baltimore. Like it's supposed to happen that way.
Who said it's Baltimore?
That's what you just said. You said
I said West Baltimore.
And he's saying that he hates when people say, "Oh, West Baltimore."
When they directly connect.
It's Baltimore like that. It's Baltimore.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't saying like that because I think this is shocking.
I think it's extremely sad.
Sad,
regardless of where it happened.
I mean, it's shocking to the point. What? What you call the bus?
I told you she was going to catch the circulator.
Sir, we have a show to do.
Welcome, my panelist has joined us.
Hello. Oh, that's right. We're on the internet now.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that. Hi, Fred.
I appreciate you guys being here. Where's Stello?
I'm excited.
I need my other panelists.
I passed him on the way out the door. I think he's leaving.
Yes. He has to get up early tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he's coming back to get you, though.
Kenyon is coming back to get us.
All right, let's get back on topic. Yeah. And the person that got shot was the person that was in the casket's father, which got shot by the person in the casket's brother.
Wait. Okay. So let me see if I follow this. The person who received the bullet was the father of the deceased, but the person who did the shooting is related to the deceased in some way, shape. So it was his brother who shot his father. Maybe his
full brother.
No, full brother, but
father's son.
Oh,
brothers.
Oh, so it's like a whole connected family. I thought it was like one of those half brother situations.
Well, according to this, it says his family and friends gathered for a meal after the funeral of Antonio Addison, 22-year-old man that was gunned down in West Baltimore last month. Violence broke out in the midst of Tuesday afternoon when police say Addison's brother pulled out a gun and shot their father.
Okay.
And that's how he died? Was in that fight?
No.
You missed it.
The person who was deceased, Addison,
was his funeral today.
Okay.
And at the funeral, his brother
shot their father.
Wow.
Yeah. The 47-year-old father was shot in the abdomen, but expected to survive. Listed in serious but stable condition. His 26-year-old son was taken into custody. I just don't get it.
Why
Did he mean to do it?
It's the funeral, though.
It's the funeral.
You could have waited till tomorrow.
It's very King Lear.
It is.
Did he mean to
It
shoot the
is. It's
father?
very
Or was it like,
It says earlier, Baltimore police spokesperson T.J. Smith said early reports indicate that the father and son may have gotten into an argument over the content of the obituary written at Addison. Oh! Look, I'm not going around shooting people, but I get it.
Wait,
I had
what?
the same kind of controversy over my father's obituary a year to, when was it? Last year he passed away? A year ago with my aunt. Like,
But
and it could have came to being,
I think
and that's my aunt, but I'm not going to shoot her.
But you need to understand the point.
Yeah, I get it.
but
Obituaries is some serious stuff.
Apparently.
Like, I wasn't in the obituary, and I'm the
Oh.
only baby.
Whoa.
okay.
So I
Yeah,
get
no,
it.
that's a problem. Yeah, no, that's a problem. I would have
Oh,
been mad about that too.
is it really?
Yes. Because the whole point of
It's a memorial.
It's the final, it's your announcement to the world. This person I care about is gone.
Okay.
And these are all
And if
the
I was that
people-
kind of person, which I'm not, she was trying to mess up my coin.
Yeah.
I had to submit that obituary to the life insurance company.
That's why he was mad.
Yeah.
On the real.
But no.
That's
but
why.
But see that
Not that it
that's-
didn't say loving husband, caring
Mhm.
I
father.
don't know how many
His father was out, not in the
people-
obituary.
Yeah, I don't know how in a family where there is drama, and I know for me, I had a very good friend who was given power of attorney as her father was on her deathbed. And when
Mhm.
I say was on his deathbed, and when I say she got threats from her other family members, people coming to her house, like breaking in, stealing stuff, like it was serious. People get very, very emotional around somebody dying, and they don't always make the best decisions in trying to deal with that.
The radio's not
I
on.
wish someone would try.
But there-
If I got power of attorney over something like
Decently
that,
in order.
I wish.
Mhm. You say that now, and then you start getting phone calls at 4 a.m. every other day. Like, it's
Come
just-
see me. Come see
Which is probably
me.
why you will be given power of attorney if that ever happens.
'Cause I guarantee
That's why my friend Regina was given power of attorney, because he knew nobody was gonna.
What's interesting
shake
about
her
my,
rock.
my situation is that my aunt and my father were kind of close in a
Mhm.
weird sense of the way,
Mhm.
but I was the only heir,
Right.
and my word takes precedent
Yeah.
because I'm grown. And I
Right.
can do
At
what I
this
wanna
point.
do.
Right.
And it just so happens when I got to when he went to the hospital the first time.
Mm.
When he was in the hospital for what had happened. When I first got there, they was like, well, you can't see him because your aunt is not allowing anybody in the room.
Aunt, son.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But they didn't know that yet. They was
Oh,
they was
okay.
like, who are you? I was like, we're family. We want to see him. And then they was like, well, nobody could. Well, I'm the son. Oh, but you even still, they was still like, but nobody can see him. I was like, well, how does that work? I'm the only one in charge here.
Right.
So I had to break it down to him. Like, legally, you can't block me because
No.
she's an aunt.
Right.
She's the sister. I'm the child.
Right.
Legally, heirs have all the responsibility. So that's how that ended up.
Mhm.
But eventually, because I didn't have a problem with her taking charge of the situation because I didn't want to deal with it
Right.
because it was
a lot.
we have turmoil
Right.
in the family, but we had anyway turmoil in the family. But when stuff started going wrong, she started blocking other people. Like, she only wanted my grandmother and her to have access. No, you don't do that.
No. That's
Not when you don't
what
have no
this is
damn money.
about. Right.
Paying for everything.
Right. See, that's what.
And then you want to go. What really got me pissed, and what made me like steamroll everybody and take charge, is because when you know you don't have no money, but you don't want to talk to me about it,
And you just
and then you
spending it.
start going out asking other people for money,
Mm.
making it seem like I'm broke.
Right.
Like, that's not fair. That's not what wasn't fair to me. And it was like, it like make me feel down.
Yeah.
Like you tried it.
Yeah, you
really tried it. And I was just like, okay. And I haven't talked to him since. After I paid for the funeral,
right.
and
That's
you know,
that is unfortunate. But yeah,
he's in my basement. So
let somebody try me if I get power of attorney. we gonna have 2, 3.
He's in my basement.
We gonna have 2, 3 funerals to do it the same day.
Yeah,
same day.
Well, let me get. I just wanted to get to that breaking news.
So it was over the obituary.
Yeah, apparently, the shooting occurred in the vestibule. So that's the front part of the church. Area inside the New Song Worship and Art Center, a tall tan building at the corner of Gold and Calhoun in Sandtown. Do I know this building? I don't even know what Gold is.
Yeah.
I do know where Gold is.
I know what Calhoun is.
That's the north part of Calhoun, not down by us. That's the one up by Lafayette.
Oh, okay. But it's still that's sad.
It is.
And so,
blood stained the white pants and top of one woman who stood shaking her head outside the crime scene. She tried to re-enter the church before officers stopped her and turned her away from the active investigation. Wow. I did want to I had to get that in. That was breaking news.
Yeah,
and then
crazy. I can't believe people. We just gotta be good to each other.
I mean, I know someone who was murdered over Madden and a dime bag.
Did you pull my sound bites?
Madden, a video game.
Yeah. And a dime bag. I heard you. It sunk in when you said it the first time. I could not speak on it. Now, that sounded like something that came out of a television show.
Right.
Because I watched the Boondocks. I was like, really?
But it happened.
Okay, real life?
When we get off there, I'll tell you where it happened.
That's fine. But the thing about the Boondocks is almost every one of their stories came from something that actually happened.
Real stories.
You should look up that the teacher saying the nigger. Oh my God, that's a hilarious story. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Okay.
So today on the show, we're going to be talking about Donald Trump and his racism, as well as the situation that Tamar Braxton finds her in with being exited off of the Real, as well as the city budget issues with Stephanie Rawlings Blake, our current mayor.
Steph.
BG&E is planning a price hike, so we're going to get prepared for that, as well as the deceased Muhammad Ali. So, and we have much more. I have a stack here,
which we probably won't get to.
We probably won't.
That's
we can't
okay,
seem to. We got 56, 50, 55. 50, we're almost out of time in this break already. So, look, the phone lines are open for 410-702-5657. When we come back, I think I want to start with Donald Trump. So get ready. You know what the rule is. If you're already ready, you don't have to get ready. And we'll be right back.
Looking for your next home? Kemp & Associates is a full-service real estate and property management company that's been serving the community for 18 years with due diligence. They have 2 locations and 27 agents to serve the Central Maryland area. Call for your residential needs at 410-580-0606, located at 1328 Ricestown Road, Suite B, and 5248 Ricestown Road, Unit 2. Meet them online at www.baltimorehomesource.org. Kemp & Associates, your home specialist. Don't make a move without us.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, what's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Oh, well, it's just sort of.
I have been playing my video games and electronic games for so many hours.
Well, it sounds like it might be time for you to take a break, or...
Hello, Dad.
Susan?
I have been watching TV and text messaging all morning. Yay, electronics. Yay, yay, yay.
Guys, I think it's about time to get in the car and take a little trip. Maybe see some trees, some green things.
What are these green things you speak of?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Get out to the forest and discover the wonders of nature with your family, just like Blue, Jewel, and the whole Rio flock.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Let's rock this jungle. Yeah! Fresh air.
What a glorious morning.
Clean water.
Woohoo! This is great.
And endless surprises.
Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing.
Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to.
Then what you're going to
this.
do is turn onto Marcy
and Brad
Avenue.
Just broke up
and go past the first
apparently
3
she's
lights
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
then
think
drive 5
she's
more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really? He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
This is the mother of truth, Baltimore's own magical Negro, your thug unicorn, your gangster goddess, here on Gangsta Goddess Radio.
Looking for your next home? Kemp & Associates is a full-service real estate and property management company that's been serving the community for 18 years with due diligence. They have 2 locations and 27 agents to serve the Central Maryland area. Call for your residential needs at 410-580-0606, located at 1328 Ricestown Road, Suite B, and 5248 Ricestown Road, Unit 2. Meet them online at www.baltimorehomesource.org. Kemp & Associates, your home specialist. Don't make a move without us.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
This is the mother of truth, Baltimore's own magical Negro, your thug unicorn, your
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with the text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
And we're back with Talk Lately with Monny. I am one of the panelists, TC. You heard me on Weird Radio. And we also have Big Mama Ama from the Artist Exchange. See, look, you got a panel of fellow hosts and hostesses.
Yeah.
From other shows.
That's our plan for the Talk Lately show too, as well. Is that we're gonna start somebody got some WD-40? We're gonna start bringing on other co-hosts and hosts of different shows as the panel for the Talk Lately show, so they can get exposure as well as do more with the station, because everybody seems to like do their show and go home, you know, and we need to start floating around more ideas. And I think what it would do too is help broaden people's horizons basically on their own shows. You'll get to know some news, you'll get to have some dialogue, you'll actually start contributing more to your brand. And so this is also the learning experience here on the Talk Lately with me.
Also learn how to yell at people.
Off camera.
Off camera, right.
You got to go on that side of the room over there.
On the other side of the door.
No, you're off camera in the corner.
Oh, right. Yeah. But they can't see you from the corner, so you got to go on that
side of the door. They can't hear me, but they can't. No, you're right. Yeah. They can't see me either.
Yeah, see?
Off camera.
Yes. Wait a minute. Hold on. Are you really fixing your...
Yeah.
Can we get to the next topic,
I lost
please?
some weight for this camera.
He is silly.
Can we talk about Donald Trump?
I'm sorry. This is all about Muhammad Ali,
who
passed away this past week.
Muhammad.
And I had something really worthwhile. He's died on June 3rd in Scottsdale, Arizona. Can you play my clip? It was just classic Ali.
There are many white people who mean right and in heart want to do right, but there's so few. If 10,000 rattlesnakes was coming down that aisle now, and I had a door here I could shut, and in that 10,000, 1,000 meant right. 1,000 rattlesnakes didn't want to bite me. I knew they were good. Should I let all these rattlesnakes come down, hoping that 1,000 get together and form a Sheol? Or should I just close the door and stay safe?
I think that
you understand. The Viet Cong are not all bad, but America's still dropping bombs. In Hiroshima, Japan wasn't bad, but she still dropped the bomb. In Korea, they wasn't bad, but they still dropped the bomb. So now I'm going to forget the 400 years of lynching and killing and raping and depriving my people of freedom, justice, and equality. The first fired, last hired, the lowest of low, last respected. And I'm going to look at 2 or 3 white people who are trying to do right and don't see the other million trying to kill me. I'm not that big of a fool. And I'm not going to deny it. I believe everything.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Why that played?
He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life.
Amen.
Quote from Mr. Ali.
Was it?
Yes.
That's hot.
Kenyon and I were talking about him on Saturday, and when Kenyon stated that he is the embodiment of belief. It was his absolute belief in himself and what he loved that made him who he was.
Another quote from him that goes right along with that. It's the repetition of affirmations that leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen.
Wow. The only thing I know is float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
It's just a job. Grass grows, birds fly, waves pound the sand.
There's more.
I beat people up. I had that on a shirt once.
Oh,
nice.
A Muhammad Ali shirt.
I have a dream. Wrong person.
That's okay.
I mean, if you could have followed it up, it was like, oh no, it wasn't I had a dream. It was I'm a bad man.
Shut your mouth. Right?
No, that's Shaq. What are you doing? I'm trying to save you, and you just shot yourself in the foot.
Rest in peace.
Pinky toe.
Rest in peace, Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
Layla, hi, I love you.
Yeah, isn't she
I
beautiful?
like her. Does she have her own show now? Television show or something?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, we got to take a break. When we come back, there's more. The phone lines are open, so you can call and comment,
410-702-5657, or you can text us at 443-642-9403.
It's right on your screen if you on YouTube. Right on your screen, right here. Let me see if I can point.
Lately.
Let me see. Right.
See, that just looks wrong from my angle.
We'll be back. I got my boob.
Only in the forest can you see this. And this. And this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
I didn't know it could do that!
Because one trip to the forest can spark a world of difference.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, canoeing, fishing, or camping. Or create your own adventure with family and friends, and you might just see this. Your moment's out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
What are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
Well, what are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. Don't you remember me? Don't you know that we miss you?
Miss me? Who misses me?
You know, all your friends in the forest. The trees, the pond, that little fort that you made out of branches. We all miss you.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
This forest is not that far away. Have an adventure today. I'm sure your mom would take you.
You're right. I should get out. I want to have fun. Play in puddles, catch frogs, and climb trees. Hey, Mom!
Yeah, hon? Steven, what is that in your hand?
It's my sense of adventure, Mom. It's telling me we need to get out of the house and have some fun in nature today.
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org.
So just
for
type
cool
the job
places
website
nearby.
address
Brought to
here.
you by the U.S. Forest Service.
That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician.
This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
there we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really?
He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com. You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Can you hear me now?
Good.
Oh, look at that. There I am. What's up, y'all?
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're back.
Are we?
Yes, we are. You didn't have your headphones on, so I didn't.
And I wasn't warned either.
I did.
We having a
You know,
conversation.
Right, you
from
were
room to
literally
room,
talking to
and
him.
I wasn't even.
And we're back with the Talk Lately show with your host Monny,
real confusing on how
and your
things operate
panelists.
around
I
here,
am
especially when you
TC
get-
from the Weird Radio, and
Especially
we
when your
have Big Mama
position-
Alma from the Artist Exchange.
Especially when your position is actually called a director.
Say hello, Alma.
Hey y'all.
See, you can't follow directions. Say it to me.
Hello.
No, oh, God damn it.
I don't know what you told me to say.
Say hello, TC.
Hello, TC.
See, when I say hello, Alma.
Hello, Alma.
Thank you. That's what I wanted. She's usually more on point, but because
Sorry, I was looking at a rap battle.
The Big Exposed Radio open house is this weekend, and it's promising to be a really, really good event because we are having my now world famous macaroni and cheese.
Now, when you say now world famous, like, is this recipe at Giant?
It's on YouTube.
Oh. Okay, so
from
now
the last open house.
Oh, okay, so it is now.
Right.
How many views? It doesn't matter. It's world famous. It's
unlimited.
Okay. It's okay.
It's still growing. And that's on June 11th. It's open to the public, so anybody can come on out. We're having an after party at the Rumba Tropical Lounge.
You know that Hunfest is this weekend. Hunfest is this weekend.
What is Hunfest?
The Hun Festival over in Hamden.
What is that?
It's the festival that celebrates what Hamden is. White people in Baltimore, Baltimoreans.
But Hamden didn't used to be white people.
Wasn't always.
Right.
It's just
Thank you.
That.
Wasn't always.
Oh, yeah, whatever. So there's
that whole entire from Drew Hill Avenue, Ricestown Road, all the way to the Rotunda used to be black.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then regentrification happened in that area. It was mixed. It was mixed because my grandmother's, 1940 was when when she moved into our house, either 1940 or 60, one of them.
Very cool. Oh, okay. But yeah, so Hunfest is the thing that celebrates what Hairspray is about. But we can move on.
Yeah, Hairspray. Is that what you said?
Hairspray.
The movie Hairspray? Yeah, because that's where John Waters was living down there too.
Yeah.
That's my grandmother knew
what
him.
Yeah, it's all based on that.
So I just made up anyway.
Yay.
I think everybody knew him. So Donald Trump's a racist. Everybody knows.
Yes, I'm quite aware.
And it's so interesting because just a couple years ago, everybody used to like him because he was the guy that fired people and their
I
friends.
never liked him.
I mean, but you watched the show?
No.
Were you impressed with the show?
No, I wasn't. Okay. It seemed like adult, and I do mean adult. It seemed like adult Real World to me.
It was. I mean,
you get a bunch of people.
Big Brother.
You give them a job. You see how they do.
Right.
They got challenges and stuff like that. No, it was just another excuse for a rich white man to make more money and yell at people in the process.
That's true. Now that you said that, I didn't like Donald Trump either. I jumped the bandwagon.
Kind of like I don't see why Joan Rivers had a show for as long as she did.
Yeah, I didn't think she was very funny.
She wasn't.
She had moments.
She's quite annoying.
So he was he did an interview with Jake Tapper from CNN just recently, where Jake Tapper was like going at it with him about being a racist, and the judge in his case for Trump University is Mexican, and they were just going back and forth about, he kept saying something about the judge's heritage and where he's from, and he's going to build this wall. So take a listen.
Heard. Wait, just 1 second.
Okay.
And she did a tape, like from your camera, saying that this school was fantastic. It was fantastic. They went to the judge and they said, Your Honor, we don't want her anymore to be our plaintiff. So we said, let's dismiss the case. That's okay. Let's dismiss the case. And he said, no, I won't dismiss the case, and she doesn't have to be the plaintiff. Let me tell you. I'll tell you what it has to do. I have had ruling after ruling after ruling that's been bad rulings, okay? I've been treated very unfairly. Before him, we had another judge. If that judge was still there, this case would have been over 2 years ago. Let me just tell you, I have had horrible rulings. I've been treated very unfairly by this judge. Now, this judge is of Mexican heritage. I'm building a wall, okay? I'm building a wall. I am going to do very well with the Hispanics, the Mexicans.
So no
everybody.
Mexican judge could ever be involved in a case that involves you?
He's a member of a society where, very pro-Mexico, and that's fine. It's all fine. But
Except that you're calling into question
he
his heritage.
should recuse himself.
Because he's...
See what I mean? Like, what does his heritage have to do with him being a judge? What does his heritage have to do with him being born in America?
It has everything to do with it. Because remember, he's trying to build a wall.
Right, but what does that... It's like saying that
he's pro-Mexico. He's pro-Mexico.
But that has nothing to do with the case.
Right.
You're right. It doesn't. But...
And he also doesn't live in Mexico.
No,
he lives in America.
Yes, he does.
He was born in
judge,
America.
right.
His heritage has nothing to do with the case.
But Trump wants him off the case.
Right.
Because of his heritage.
Right.
And because of his loyalty to his people, he feels as
But
if
he doesn't know his loyalty. That's the thing about it. And he did this from looks. Which is my problem, because he could have been Venezuelan. He could have been from
Salvadorian, Colombian,
from Spain,
Argentinian,
Cuban.
So just to say,
Dominican,
just because his last name is Gonzalez doesn't mean that he's from Mexico.
Right.
That's true. But
So,
see, the thing is,
he is of Mexican descent. He did say that eventually in some publication that he is of Mexican descent, but that had nothing to do with the fact that you frauded all those people at Trump University allegedly,
right?
That want their money back. That's what this lawsuit is about,
right?
So continue. Tell her to get out of that room too, as well.
Does he know the lawyer on the other side? I mean, does he know the lawyer? A lot of people say.
But I'm not
yes,
talking about that. I'm talking about
that's another problem.
But you're invoking his race when talking about
what
whether
I'm
or not
saying.
he can do his job.
I'm building a wall. Okay, I'm building a wall. I'm trying to keep business out of Mexico. Mexico's fine. There's nothing.
But he's American. He's an American.
He's of Mexican heritage, and he's very proud of it, as I am where I come from.
But he's
my
an
parents.
American. You keep talking about
Jake.
It's a conflict of interest because of Mexico.
Are you ready? I have a case that should have been dismissed already. I have thousands of people saying Trump University is fantastic. Okay, I have a case that should have been dismissed. I have a judge that never ever gets.
What person is saying that Trump University?
I want to see.
I
those
want to
reviews.
know. I need them to line up and sign an affidavit.
Right. I need y'all to show up. Where are my character witnesses? at?
Right.
Where are you guys? Actually?
When was Trump University established?
Who knows?
Was it after you're fired? Because
I think it was during.
During?
I would think it was during.
So as those seasons were rolling on, they thought, you know what? I'd like to get a degree from this school. I like how he does things.
I mean, there was so many stipulations involved with this school. Like they said, the temperature had to be set at like 68 degrees, so you had to freeze while you're in there learning.
That's crazy.
Because they say your mind is.
But you know what?
More focused when you're
I
cold.
guarantee you, everyone who went to that school is a Trump supporter. A Trump supporter. I guarantee it. And I was watching something.
Or if somebody wants to get rich quick.
Something like that. I can't remember where I found it. It might have been YouTube or something like that, where they had a person interviewing people at a Trump rally. And I brought this up on Weird Radio, I think, one time before. It said Trump quoted something from Hitler. I can't remember the statement that was made. And he asked them, was like, do you agree with it? Do you agree with what he said? He was like, well, if Hitler said it, no. But if Trump said it, then I'm okay with it.
What?
What difference does that make?
None at all. Continue.
I remember that. I remember that story. That made me very sad.
Continue.
Now we lose the plaintiff. He lets the plaintiff of the case out. So why isn't he canceling the case? So we thought we won the case.
So you disagree with his rulings. I totally understand that.
Not
But
me.
you're
I've had lawyers come up to me say, you are being treated so unfairly. It's unbelievable. You know, the plaintiffs in the case have all said wonderful things about the school, and they're suing. You know why they're suing? Because they want to get their money back.
I don't really want to litigate the case
You have to.
of Trump University.
Because if he was giving me fair rulings, I wouldn't say that.
My question is,
Jake, if you were giving me fair rulings, I wouldn't be talking to you this way. He's giving me horrible
But
rulings.
I don't care if you criticize him. That's fine. You can criticize every decision. What I'm saying is, if you invoke his race as a reason why he can't do his job,
I think that's why he's doing it.
But
I think that's why he's doing it.
When Hillary Clinton says it's a racist attack,
Hillary Clinton is a stiff. If Hillary Clinton
Paul
becomes
Ryan today said he didn't care for the way that you were attacking this judge.
Look, I'm just telling you, Paul Ryan doesn't know the case. Here's the story.
Isn't it the
I should have won this case on summary judgment. This is not a case. This is a case I should have won on summary judgment. Do you know the law firm paid Hillary Clinton hundreds of thousands of dollars to make speeches?
We've reported we've reported it on my show.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you're the only one. The law firm. Wait a minute. The law firm paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to Hillary Clinton for speeches.
Before either of you
she
were
wasn't worth it. Everybody
president.
fell asleep during a speech.
Before either of you were running for president, they did. But here's
he was trying to get a punchline.
You know that they've contributed tremendous amounts of money to her campaign?
Yes.
Do you know they've contributed a lot of money to Eric Schneiderman, the New York Attorney General?
Here's my question.
No. Do you know that?
I did not know that.
Do you know that these people went to every Attorney General practically in the country that they could? And you know this case was turned down by almost every Attorney General from Texas to Florida to many of these states?
Is it not, when Hillary Clinton says this is a racist attack and you reject that, if you are saying he can't do his job because of his race, is that not the definition of racism?
No, I don't think so at all.
No?
That was so clear and concise.
I respect him for that.
You can't do your job because of it.
Look, he's proud of his heritage. Okay,
But
I'm
see,
building a wall. Now I think I'm going to do very well.
One of the things that I'm beginning to understand, because today I was reading a bunch of posts about a young black girl who's been invited to the White House because she wrote a book. She's from Jacksonville. That's my hometown. Go ahead, Natalie. But of course, you immediately get all those people. Oh, why is Obama inviting this little black girl to the White House? If she were white, he wouldn't be inviting her to the White House. Although most of the dinners and award ceremonies he goes to are to
a whole bunch of
promote white scholars. But I digress. So one of the things that I'm beginning to understand is that people don't really understand what racism is, or at least what it is currently, because it's not the same as it was when my mother was a little girl 60 years ago.
Right.
It's not the same as it was then. Yes. And I'll give you that. You are not out and out telling me I can't be here because I'm black.
Right.
But you're mad because I've decided to celebrate my blackness. That's what you're upset about. That is racist.
Right.
So if we're gonna start looking at it like that. Now, anytime you decide you are offended because somebody wants to talk about how much they love themselves, not how much better they are than anybody else, but simply how much I love myself.
How much I love
If
my
you're
heritage.
mad about that, you are racist. That's how that works. For you to say, oh, that guy's black, he can't drive that car, that's why we got into an accident, that's racist.
But you want to know what?
Same phrase.
Exactly. But you know what? I also took from that is that in the beginning, he said Mexicans are rapists and murderers and yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
Then he came back and changed it to some of them are rapists and murderers.
You still said it.
Yeah.
I mean,
right. But no, listen. Then in this one, he's back to basically saying they are all rapists and murderers. I'm building a wall. Like none of them, including this judge,
who was
worthy.
a Supreme Court judge. You know how hard it is to be a Supreme Court judge? But apparently
I just don't understand where the support is coming from. And the people that say they support him are the ones that say, most of them say, we're not racist.
Yes, they do.
And
but
most of them live in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Montana, North and South Dakota.
But your support of a racist makes you racist by default.
Yep, by proxy.
Racist by association.
Yeah, exactly.
If I can go to jail because the guy I robbed the bank with got shot by the police, then that works.
Right.
That logic all goes together.
Oh, you were in the vicinity? Yeah, you come with me.
I was watching Samantha Bee, which is like one of my favorite shows. And it wasn't even Samantha Bee. I'm sorry. It was Chelsea on Netflix. Shout out to Chelsea, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays. and she was interviewing a group of young people on the beach, and one of them said they was voting for Trump, and he was standing with his black friends, and they were like, "What?
Right?
When did this happen?
The whole thing changed.
Yeah.
Vacation over.
So I know their vacation is over. They all went back and changed their plane tickets, and they're on their way back.
Oh, yeah. Oh no, he had to leave. They stayed.
But I thought he probably paid.
Bro, you can't
He probably
stay
paid for
with
the
Oh, because he's white. He paid for the vacation.
He wasn't even white though. He wasn't white. He was like
it doesn't matter.
Olive skin.
Olives. Oh,
Yeah.
So is he like Sicilian?
He could have been Sicilian.
It doesn't matter. Chicago, he's still white.
That's true. All right, go ahead and finish.
Hispanics. You know why I'm going to do well with Hispanics? Because I'm going to bring back jobs, and they're going to get jobs right now. They're going to get jobs. I think I'm going to do very well with Hispanics. But we're building a wall. He's a Mexican. We're building a wall between here and
Listen to him. He's a Mexican. We're building a wall.
He is giving us very unfair rulings that people can't even believe. This case should have ended years ago in summary judgment. The best lawyers, I have spoken to so many lawyers, they said, this is not a case. This is a case that should have ended. This judge is giving us unfair rulings. Now I say why. Well, I'm building a wall, okay? And it's a wall between Mexico, not another country.
But he's not
Mexico is a country.
Opinion,
he's from Indiana.
He's Mexican.
He's not from Mexico. He's from Indiana. He's not from Mexico.
He's from Indiana. You know,
Born
the same
and
place Michael Jackson's from.
You're right. Born and raised. It's like
people to know something. Damn it.
I'm telling you right now, if Trump wins,
with red hair, if you're not from America, you're from Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can say that.
Yes.
With orange skin,
if Trump wins,
you are from Madagascar. We could say that.
Okay.
The jungles of Madagascar.
Sure. If you are some shade, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you are shade of yellow, you are of Asian descent, whether it be Japanese, Chinese, Vietnamese, Filipino, Malaysian, Korean, it does not matter.
Nope.
Y'all should just want to not vote for him because he's building a wall.
I'm telling you right now, if he wins,
I don't want y'all to lock me into this country. I'm sorry.
I have a real issue with that.
That is like the only way to go when you want to leave. Canada is not a choice because it's freezing up there. Not for me.
I'm moving to
Barcelona. We'll be right back. Up next, we're talking about the gorilla and the 3-year-old boy and his mother.
I'm moving to Barcelona.
Looking for your next home? Kemp & Associates is a full-service real estate and property management company that's been serving the community for 18 years with due diligence. They have 2 locations and 27 agents to serve the Central Maryland area. Call for your residential needs at 410-580-0606, located at 1328 Ricestown Road, Suite B, and 5248 Ricestown Road, Unit 2. Meet them online at www.baltimorehomesource.org. Kemp & Associates, your home specialist. Don't make a move without us.
It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to today's graduation ceremony. Students, when you hear the reason or reasons for your absences throughout the years, please exit the auditorium without your high school diploma. Once you've exited, remove your cap and gown and proceed into the unknown. Too tired. Family trip. Part-time job. Helping around the house. Sick day. Starting the holidays early. Just because.
Starting in the 6th grade, students who miss 18 days or more of school in a year for any reason will fall behind and risk not graduating high school. How many days of school has your child missed this year? Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Oh, welcome back. If you've been keeping up with this, I know I've been gone for 2 weeks, but I'm back. And That gorilla got killed.
Yep.
Shot in the head, I heard. The 3-year-old boy was saved. Apparently, he had no scratches on him whatsoever, even though he was dragged through the water the way he was. I seen the video. And the mother is now facing no charges, which I think is appropriate.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring this up for discussion because look at that face. Look at that face right there. And the debate gets strong because people that don't have kids, and I'm one of them, I don't have any kids, but I do understand how slippery a 3-year-old is. And the fact that she also had 5 other kids, I think 5.
Yes.
But it was more kids with her. She had more kids. And she's one person. And people kept saying, well, why she didn't bring anybody with her to the zoo?
Who is volunteering to go with a woman at 6
I'm not
to
going.
The zoo?
And she could have been my best friend. And I would have been like, no.
Who volunteered?
And if they're my kids, it is her obligation to take care of her children.
Yeah.
But he really wanted to touch the gorilla.
Now there is where my problem is. Why was it so easy for a 4-year-old
to get to the gorilla
into the damn habitat? Why? And then someone else I was talking to about this did some research and found out this happens 4 or 5 times a month across the country.
Wow.
This is just the first. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to try to do this as pleasantly as I can. Okay. Regardless of whether or not she had 5 other children.
Right.
Regardless of whether or not it was easy for the child to get into the habitat.
Okay.
The gorilla died.
Right.
I'm not saying that there should be,
so you're just basically saying they didn't have to kill him.
Well, I mean, they didn't have to kill the gorilla, but at the same time, who pulled the trigger? Who pulled the trigger? Who pulled? No, I'm asking you, who pulled the trigger?
I think it's most likely one of the zoo workers.
One of the zoo workers, right? Okay. And
I'm like, why they don't have trank darts available or something like that?
They said the tranquilizers would have made him groggy and more dangerous than
not if 5 of them were in his bag.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
See, that's the thing. Most high-grade tranquilizers can put an animal of 300 pounds and up.
That's how it happens on the movies. When I see it in the movies, when Planet of the Apes, when they were shooting them apes with them darts, they would go down like.
That was also. But
that was the movie
in real life.
Okay.
High-grade tranquilizers can put an elephant down in 30 seconds. So you mean to tell me a 400-pound gorilla couldn't go down in 10 seconds with?
And wouldn't it have worked faster? Like if they would have shot him with the trank dart in the face?
It didn't. Well, they had to get to the fleshier part, so it would have been either the face or
Ain't
the
that flesh?
butt. Face of the butt
On the front of the gorilla?
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
like in the cheek.
Yeah, maybe.
Drink this.
But they got. Believe it or not, they got quick reflexes.
Oh,
they did. So it would have had to been in the back, like in the butt.
Like, couldn't they just like clap at him?
Well, no. It's a gorilla.
I personally think that they could. If
it works with my cat.
The issue was you're silly.
But my issue is why is she not saying that she should be charged a lot? But why isn't she being charged?
Because none of those
anything?
other people are ever charged. Here's my thing: if you create a facility where
what was your question?
Why isn't she being charged with anything?
Why should she be charged?
Right.
What's the crime?
What? Right.
Okay, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an animal activist whatsoever.
She didn't shoot the animal.
I didn't say she did, but her child was the direct cause of I won't say. I don't believe that gorilla was technically endangered, but that gorilla was put into that habitat for a reason,
right?
Because it couldn't be released back into the wild,
right?
So therefore, that gorilla itself is technically
their responsibility.
Yes,
right.
So her child was the direct cause of the death,
but he also
but it wasn't like
the thing about it is too, he also may not have wanted to fall in there,
right?
But to look and probably lost balance and fell in because that was a nice drop.
Yeah,
it wasn't like he climbed back out either to safety.
Of course not.
But what I'm saying to say that is that once he accidentally fell in there, now what is your recourse? If you didn't have the drinks, the only thing you could do is lethal.
And I feel like because of the son, the mother should have to pay some kind of fine for the death of the animal.
I actually don't agree with you there because
I don't care.
Because
If your 3-year-old
again,
goes into a Macy's and wrecks shop in the class, I'm sorry. I apologize.
You're getting
he
charged
got away
for
from
everything
me.
that happened.
Now that's different.
Are you or are
No,
you
because
not?
that's insurance, isn't it? Doesn't
No.
insurance cover?
No, that's loss prevention. That's a difference.
You're getting charged for everything that happened.
Right. I disagree with that. I wouldn't probably, as the store manager, I would kind of understand and probably work out an arrangement.
Yeah.
Not to pay for everything, but to pay for something.
Something. I'm not saying she has to pay for the full price of the gorilla.
I think this is a difference because I think the zoo was negligent in the way they were containing the animal.
Thank you.
And keeping it, and public safety was at risk.
And she was negligent for not watching the little motherfucker.
I'm not going there with you.
You met my mother.
I think negligence was at play because they were not housed properly from the public.
Yes.
To have access to that animal.
That is, yes.
Where I know at the Baltimore Zoo, there's a mesh fence.
Yeah.
That
It's
protects
hard.
you from getting into the animals if it's not the petting part of the zoo.
And that's my issue is why is it so easy for he should have been worked. He should have got caught. Oh snap.
I mean, you would think look, the movie, what's the movie with Will Ferrell and Burgundy?
Anchorman.
They jumped the fence into the what was it, the bears?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is an inkling that this should not be able to happen. He should not have been able to jump. That was a movie, but he shouldn't have been able to jump fence.
Right.
And that was set in the 70s.
And that happened.
So improve the way you secure your animals so that it's not so easy for me to throw a banana in there.
Like I said, this happens at least once or twice a month across the country.
Right.
Yes.
And no one is ever held
accountable.
Well, people our bad guys. Someone else got in.
People should start being held
now,
accountable.
I'm wondering now that we're talking about this,
But
and this has been so
how are you
publicized.
gonna hold me accountable because your zoo isn't secure?
Right. Now, I wonder now that since this has not been publicized, if they have taken measures to fix that. Because now the next child is going to do it. Just because it's never happened before, now that they know they can, they're resilient. They're smart.
Yes, they are. Damn
But
insurance.
Thank you.
Again, I'm not an animal activist, and I don't feel like.
And what if what we don't know is, what if she was running after him,
right?
And he tried to run into the cage and fell in.
My buddy system.
With who?
Kids ain't allowed to go nowhere unless they hold another kid's hand, right?
We're talking about a 3-year-old, but we'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. We got to continue this discussion. I was going to move on, but we got to continue.
We got it because I got a story.
It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to today's graduation ceremony. Students, when you hear the reason or reasons for your absences throughout the years, please exit the auditorium without your high school diploma. Once you've exited, remove your cap and gown and proceed into the unknown. Too tired. Family trip. Part-time job. Helping around the house. Sick day. Starting the holidays early. Just because.
Starting in the 6th grade, students who miss 18 days or more of school in a year for any reason will fall behind and risk not graduating high school. How many days of school has your child missed this year? Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello.
And we're back.
That was a fast break.
Well, it was a quick one. We'll just move on.
Well, I just asked him a question during the break about whether or not, because it seems like TC is on the side of charging her, giving her some charges, although she has not been charged. Just keep you up on the story.
I'm not saying she should get charged.
And she will not be charged.
A small fine.
But would you have charged or given her a fine had she had lost her son as direct result of the gorilla?
No. Then we would have all been
Then
mad
we're in the
at
same
the zoo.
situation.
How is it possible
if she
that
didn't
this
lose her
child
son,
could
she
be
should be
I still would have been
charged?
mad at her. I still would have been mad at her.
I have a story.
Go ahead.
How
Let's see, in
Were you dropped in a gorilla cage?
1980, my brother was born in 85. So in 1987, we were in California and we went to the California State Fair. Me, my mother, my 3 aunts, the 2 husbands the one husband that went with those 3 aunts, my grandmother,
Go ahead.
the one husband, one wife, Get it to us. There's only one husband at the time. We got 3 now. But anyway, so my 2-year-old brother is gone. Now there are 5 adults.
How?
5 adults and 2 small children. And he just looked up and he was gone.
How?
Because everybody
He was
thought
gone for
the
an
other
hour
one
and
had him.
change before we found him. They found him where we realized he was gone. He was 2 booths down dancing at the drum line. Took him an hour and a half to find him. It's one of my mother's worst days. You've met my mother. She is neo mom. Like, she's on it. Okay. So what are you doing? Where are you going? Who you with? Why? When you coming back? Okay. So it can happen to anyone. You, sir, are also not fallible. It can happen to anyone. It is the reality of being a parent. You are an adult as well as trying to look after this child. And I'm trying to do 2 things at once because no one in the society believes in not multitasking. And she went to the zoo with 5 kids, all under the age of 10, right?
But had something happened to that child, she would have then sued the zoo.
Right. I mean, I don't
you need
think
to take
I don't think she would have been right to sue
responsibility.
the zoo. I would
Right.
not have been on her side then at all.
Right.
No. This was a terrible accident. I think the zoo should do better, and I think you should do better. We all make mistakes.
I'm in agreement with that. I'm just saying I feel like there
But we
should be
still don't know
some
whether
sort
or
of
not
Anybody? No, it was.
We
there
still
is-
don't
it's
know
a-
if
it's a
whether or not she
loss-loss
will do a
situation.
lawsuit, because there's still that chance that she might because of the access problem to the animal.
I mean, had they allowed those, had it been
But the
morally-
lawsuit might be just that she wants that fixed. It might not be a monetary lawsuit.
No,
I don't
because
believe
who
it.
knows if they're fixing that? That might be
Right.
an issue that they don't care
But
about,
this is my.
and there hasn't been an
There
issue.
is no regulation. Each zoo in each state does whatever the hell it wants. That's what I think it should be. I think they should look at the zoo that has the least number of accidents and then require that everybody does what they do. Now
The Baltimore Zoo.
the thing you fall into the thing you fall into is funds. Not every zoo makes the kind of money that a San Diego zoo makes or that a national zoo makes. Okay, so they don't have the money to do all of that extra stuff.
Right.
So then what do you do? So now you've got an enclosure that's obviously not safe. I don't have any money to fix it. So what now? And I mean, and we are complaining about the incredible infrastructure problem in this country.
Right.
And it is on every level in every area you could possibly
That's
think of.
entertainment, so it's not a must.
The zoos?
Yeah, it's entertainment.
Yeah, they still have poor infrastructure though. I mean,
And it's a
there's
public service.
right.
I'm gonna need you to fix the road outside
Because
of the
none of the
zoo
zoos
before
are
you fix
privately
it.
owned that I know of. They're all owned by the states or by the city, right?
Most
So,
of them.
yeah.
Because Baltimore Zoo wasn't always owned
Oh,
by the
I
city.
didn't know that.
It was
Ooh.
privately owned.
Yeah.
It was. Oh, was it? Oh, I didn't know that.
By the park owned it, because the park wasn't always
Oh.
a city park.
Right. Okay, that I did know. Okay, that makes sense.
But it had those little, the little wrist
Because of the
things
mansion.
where
If you
it's
recall
like
the mansion,
a
somebody
yoke
actually
thing.
lived in that house.
Had those been morally acceptable, that probably wouldn't have happened. You know how they have like the little
the leashes.
The leashes.
The leashes.
Yes, I saw a couple of memes like that.
That is
had me
embarrassing to go
dying.
to the zoo.
I personally,
With a
and
leash.
leash your
you know what I feel like?
child. The zoo.
Kenyon's mom brought it to my attention. She says, "You know what you don't see anymore? The mom walking down the street with a bunch of kids and a belt in her hand, and everybody's in line and ain't nobody messing up."
Mm-hmm.
That's what she.
Where's she from?
If she had gone to
Don't
the zoo
matter.
like that,
It's a group. It's a group of kids under 10. All of you
they're
walk in front
the
of me.
great equalizer.
Everyone,
you need it. Okay?
everyone walks in front of me. You hold his
Y'all had
hand.
some
You
tough
hold his hand.
childhoods.
Oh, you the youngest. You holding
Did
my
I?
hand.
Right.
That
Well, we're
was-
taking comments right here. You know the phone numbers. Come on.
Oh,
get in line.
Give us a call at 410-702-5657, or you can text us at 443-642-9403. He just likes my voice. That's all.
Moving right along because we've spent now 2 breaks.
Yes, we have.
On that. Next week's Talk Lately will be hosted by, because I won't be here.
But he got a host, so you're good.
This is so interesting that I'm just gonna keep going. Mecca of the Happy Hour and Tina Ugani. They're gonna come in and guest host. So that's gonna be the Happy Hour takeover of Talk Lately with Monny next week. And they have a guest coming with them too, so they're going to have a little semi-panel as well to discuss the what I have for them, because they're going to take my stories and run.
Matt is really serious when she's outside of the Happy Hour show.
Yeah, she is. She was very focused.
She did really well on Gangsta Goddess yesterday. I like her guesting and stuff like that. I was
this close to stopping because
which again is why I like what I'm doing here. This show is bringing in all of our co-hosts and
that's the plan.
Yeah. Going forward, I'm going to bring in the rest of the hosts and stuff like that and keep it going as we talk about issues. Shut up, Nate.
Let's move forward from this ape thing.
Right. So that's next Tuesday at 7:00 right here on BigSwissRadio.com. Now, moving forward to City Council is threatening to shut down the government of Baltimore City.
Really?
That's why
I want them to do it so bad. Am I wrong? Why? Just let that bitch stay home for the rest of her term. I don't care. Just shut it down.
She's not even
make do. Y'all not doing shit anyway. We'll make do.
They're not shutting down the whole city government. This is the city council.
No, the city government.
No,
the city council wants to shut down the city government because of the funding for after-school programs. $4.2 million.
But you willing to say after-school programs, but you willing to let everything else fall to the wayside. So what they do,
because the children matter.
But what they do during the day doesn't matter. Because in my
but it matters because it's after what they're talking about is after school. So they're already in school. No. The problem is when they get out of school, what happens?
No, the problem
because I know firsthand that they're loud on my block, and if they had a recreation center to go to, I could watch the news in peace.
I'm just saying that's a lot of money to allocate to after school programs when their children who can't read, who can't count, who can't put together a good
I mean, but that has nothing to do with what they need to do with after school. That has something to do internally with the school system. But did they shut down the
government when they just laid off 171 faculty members?
I mean, it's budgetary items, but we're also talking about crime.
That might be a resource for them to get their job.
But they're also talking. We're also talking about crime here.
But I'm sorry. After school programs are optional, and you have parents for that reason. I'm sorry.
But if the parents were making that their responsibility, we would not have the problems that we're dealing with now, which is the point of this.
And if their
kids don't have anything to do, their parents are not home, which is why they need an after-school program. Like
programs are supposed
for instance, Alma is a parent here. Where are you going to be at 3:30 when your son gets out of school in 10 years?
Yeah, I'm definitely at work.
Would not after-school program
unless I run my own business?
Would an after-school program? I'm interviewing her. Would an after-school program help you?
Absolutely.
Okay, because daycare costs money, correct?
Yes, it does.
And do you have that at this moment to spare? Are you looking forward to that?
Oh, God.
I didn't think so.
But in the meantime, she has set up parameters where as though she has someone to take care of her child.
Who?
We're not going to say names.
You can say the relative.
Well, my mother-in-law's in town. She's watching our son right now.
Is she going to be in town 10 years from now?
No, she won't be.
Okay.
Not if no. I mean, why are you looking at me like that? I love you, Keo. I hope you're not
because they're not of age to stay home by themselves. Because they're not of age. He won't be of age in 10 years to stay home by himself.
Right. So I'm just my point being, and at this point in
time, that's her own.
But I'm just saying, I make a living off of enrichment programs. That's how I make a living. But what I'm saying is I am then becoming an English teacher because there are people who cannot read the scripts that I'm asking them to read.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who can't count the
No,
bars
and I
that they have
completely
to
get where you're
music
coming
class.
from,
I'm
but
just
the
saying.
thing is, we still have to manage all aspects of the learning experience.
Well, why start with after school programs?
Because the problem is that the complaints from the riot was that they don't have any jobs, and when they do
so
have
you
to
trying
get
to
jobs,
appease people so they don't burn down your city again. That's what you're trying to do.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay,
I'll take that because my house is in that block.
But
please don't burn my shit down.
PFK, Jamal Bryant, your children still can't read. I'm just sorry.
Jamal Bryant.
I'm just saying.
You know, there was a video where he went to the hood, and someone who's a well-known authority figure in that hood.
That's what he's talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what he's talking about.
You're
That's what he's
arguing over neighborhoods and enrichment programs, but your children cannot read. I'm saying, and
but some after-school
let me just explain
programs.
to you. I teach high school.
Right.
Okay.
They cannot read.
Nope.
Basic scripts, not August Wilson. I'm talking about Scrooge.
They should be able to read August
But
Wilson.
some after-school programs isn't just basketball
Jordan
and
person?
playing outside.
That's close to their language.
So
yeah, I know that's what I said. I teach an after-school program.
Okay.
So I'm just saying.
So if that funding dried up, what would you do?
Well, most of that money is privately owned anyway.
Right,
The
but
school
when
system
that
doesn't-
privately owned money dries up, wouldn't you rather get a city check that's going to be guaranteed by a budget?
Well, I'm sorry, that foundation is more guaranteed than a city check is. Clearly,
At this
those
point, that's why they're getting ready to shut the
171
government down because of it. That's what
But
we're talking
I'm,
about.
And I get. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be important, but what I'm saying is you just laid off 171 teachers, so that means those 30-room classrooms are now 50.
But that's not the same.
60.
You can. That's not apples and oranges because that's not the same amount of money. That's salaries versus probably an hourly worker. Teachers
Not
are
all-
salaried.
Not all. It wasn't just all teachers. It was faculty members.
Right.
So everybody can go from the administration down to the teachers, but it was mostly
Now they can
teachers,
step over and get a job at the school program.
which is going to pay them nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
Which is
I'm
reason
sorry.
the reason why people are stealing money in the after school programs. I'm sorry. Did I just mention 5 people that I just presently work for?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Is this a scoop?
It is. I'm not gonna name names.
I was waiting for the name.
The Duke of Dusk, everyone. The Duke of Dusk.
So my issue,
Because I'm sorry, just to interject that real quick because we got 2 minutes left in this break. I worked for an after-school program as well, but we also taught math,
Science and something. Yeah.
No, I didn't do science. Sorry, I taught math because that was my specialty, as well as grammar was my specialty, and that was one of the things that I wanted to do working for. But it wasn't city or county; it was the deltas.
Yeah.
I worked for the deltas back in the 90s. And that was one of the things I wanted to do, but that ended up closing, and Baltimore County did come in with the police department. They opened up a recreational center. Yeah. And that was something that, was great for us. It gave us, that's where we played Uno at. That's where we learned to master Uno. So that was one of the fun things. We had computers and different programs. They used to order pizza for us every Saturday, do big things for the community. We did cleanup days and all that kind of
When
stuff just for that one community.
5,000 organizations having their own program. It
Right.
was just a handful.
I heard you. Are you going to claw through the glass next?
He touched the glass. I saw him.
oh my gosh.
So we're going to come back. We're going to talk about State's Attorney Mosby next and all our lawsuits.
Well, the past lawsuits.
Oh, baby.
Not lawsuits anymore.
Well, she still got 3.
They could be gone soon.
Check out this flashback on Gangsta Goddess radio show.
You are true to yourself. You walk that, and you walk it with your head up, because yes, I have this gangster in me. I can do this. I will persevere. I will keep moving. We have Black women who are dealing with mental issues. We have Black women who are dealing with health issues. We have Black women who are dealing with self-esteem issues.
Well.
We have Black women who are just dealing with issues, child. So as you try to figure out, why am I here? What's my purpose? And that can bring you down. And you have to find that, oh no, you gotta be gangster enough to say, oh no, boo-boo, not today. You will not get me. I am here. I can take a punch and keep it moving. But I can also give one. Don't get it twisted. And then go in and fix my makeup. What? Get the lip gloss popping, put the wrap on. And keep it moving. So that is that gangster goddess. That's where I find the balance. So you have to know when to bring it out, each side, because I can give it to you either way, because I am mother of truth. You're the unicorn, you're magical Negro, you're gangster goddess, and I am here. So thank you so much for your question. Feel free to text us again, and the number is 443-642-9403. But I hope we answered that for you.
For this and more, be sure to tune in to Gangsta Goddess Radio Show every Tuesday from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired Radio Show.
Focus on the word take for a moment.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, when I begin to just, think about take. When you taking something, yes, we think about the possession and grab and hold, but when you taking something on, you're capturing it, you're securing it, and you become impregnated with that.
Wow!
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty.
Here's how it works.
Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Yep. All white. Welcome back, y'all. Phone lines.
410-702-5657.
Thank you.
Or text us at 443-642-9403.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I didn't know I was supposed to put
And if
on
you're
my
already
movie
ready, you don't have to get ready.
Hey.
That's my motto.
Hey.
Okay. And I'm always prepared. I'm glad your back is to the camera, because the shade in your face, honey.
And he turns around.
I didn't want to see that happen. Hold on. I just want to see that.
No, you go ahead and talk.
Watch it on the reverb.
Marilyn Mosby, we thought triumphant state's attorney. And we hope to still be triumphant in the Goodson trial that started on Monday, which I did have an update for you. Oh, I'll give it to you in a second. You're so stupid. You're so dumb. The judge tosses one of Mosby's lawsuits. Apparently, a U.S. District Court judge has dismissed a federal lawsuit against Baltimore State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby, saying prosecutors can be fired for political reasons. So this was one of the state's attorneys that was on payroll, basically, when she joined, was elected. She won her election.
Go
ahead.
But it wasn't just about her supporting another candidate. She was supporting another candidate to get Mosley kicked out.
Right.
It wasn't just about, I really want him to win in the next election. You guys were signing petitions to get her outed. Fired. Yes, you're fired, man. Sorry.
But I just don't understand why she would file a lawsuit. You work for a candidate that won her candidacy.
Right.
When I come in, actually, everybody's fired.
Bye.
1, because I have to build my own team.
Right.
2, I don't trust you. Who are you?
I know, but she knew who she was because it wasn't private. It was on her social media sites. It was public that she was a supporter. She was going around helping them to sign petitions. Miss, where did you think you was gonna work at?
People don't think.
I am the state's attorney. Where
Right.
did you think you was gonna work at, man? Not here.
Nope.
Unemployment line. Maybe.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, you don't have to agree with me, but you're getting your ass out of here.
Yes, you are.
You're out of here.
Collect
Bye,
that check
bitch.
today.
Get a job at DARPA.
Like, excuse me, can you call down to the janitor's office? She needs a 703 box. Somebody has to get her a banker's box immediately.
Please, thank you.
You need me to help you with your cactus?
You
I'm gonna slide that bitch in the box.
And I got hit. Assault, workman's comp.
You've got to go. I'm sorry. I just can't keep these. I can't keep you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
I have lined up my own. Same thing goes for the mayor's office. Unfortunately, every director on the board has to go. If I didn't know you previously, sorry.
Yeah.
You've all made bad decisions to me.
Yeah. And it's their choice to keep you, especially if it's not about your party or if they know you're a good worker. If you would have just kept your mouth closed,
Right.
Kept it moving,
you would have kept your job.
It's too many people in the city, the state, the federal government that has under the radar tactics. And the under the radar tactics, if the Baltimore Sun isn't praising you for doing an excellent job, I don't want you in as a director anymore. I'm sorry. If you are the director of the city public works, your ass is fired because you are the worst. The Baltimore City did not say, oh my gosh, did you see how clean the sewage system is?
Right.
Never heard of it.
Nope.
Did you see how the bay is now sparkling? Didn't hear that from them. The parks. If you are the director of the parks, your ass is fired.
Yes.
I have never heard anybody say, oh, the Stone Soul Picnic came back, because they didn't. No. You're fired.
You sound a little bitter about that.
Because things that happened to this city that was good for this city are now gone.
Yes.
Which is why in June of last year, April, May, June of last year, there were riots because no one had anything else to do with themselves.
Right. Killing each other and everything because there was nothing to do in the summer, nothing but to be mad.
Now the gay people get ready to start rioting because what they gonna do for Pride? It's already June the 7th and never heard of it.
The drinkery, they reinstated their license because they didn't want to burn down Mount Vernon.
But you mean having closed down the Hippo?
But it's the first week of June. Pride is usually now.
Right.
Where is it?
You can't do that in
It's only one bar over there.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that bar's name is no more.
It's the drinkery because you work in Mount
on
Vernon.
the corner.
The Mount Vernon Conservancy has been working very hard to eliminate as much life.
It's very in the
across from the Hippo.
Where we were sitting at.
Oh, the drinkery. It's up from the Tavern on the Hill.
Yeah.
That's on Reed.
So Tavern.
That's on Reed and
where Reed. Yeah. So Tavern on the Hill.
I'm talking about in the where the parade and stuff is usually.
I know what you're talking about. Up Cathedral.
What's that bar called?
That's Tavern on the Hill.
No, that was across from the Hippo. That was across
Grand
from the
Central
Hippo.
Station?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can never remember.
Is that gone?
No, it's still there.
Oh,
That's the only one that's there now.
Yeah.
That's where the drinks
But that's what I'm
used
saying.
to flow.
Is that the Conservancy has worked very hard to systematically remove all of the nightlife in that section of Mount Vernon.
This is the concept to me because I'm hearing this is happening in New Orleans too. So with gentrification, people move to a new community. So I moved to a community that's booming. Music, people, tourists, all that. And what happens is I get tired of this noise. So you know what? I complain to my local neighborhood association and then to the government. They make it too much noise. But I just moved here, mind you.
Right.
But I have more jurisdiction than the people who have
lived here for forever.
Right.
This is the neighborhood. Right.
They solid and they can do that. And I heard that's what happened with Mount Vernon. A lot of hands changed with their neighborhood association.
Yes.
So
and that's the day is that the conservancy has been influenced at the end of the day.
Okay, I'm gonna dedicate a couple more minutes to this subject when we come back from the break. But up next too, we're gonna talk about BG&E and their price increase as well. We can get to the council member call for investigation of the hearing. So city council is doing their damn job.
Yeah,
they're trying to make it known in the last motherfucking term.
We're not fans.
But we'll be right back. It's Talk Lately with Monny.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Only in the forest can you see this. And this. And this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
I didn't know it could do that!
Because one trip to the forest can spark a world of difference.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, canoeing, fishing, or camping. Or create your own adventure with family and friends, and you might just see this. Your moment's out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
What are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
Well, what are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. Don't you remember me? Don't you know that we miss you?
Miss me? Who misses me?
You know, all your friends in the forest. The trees, the pond, that little fort that you made out of branches. We all miss you.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
This forest is not that far away. Have an adventure today. I'm sure your mom would take you.
You're right. I should get out. I want to have fun. Play in puddles, catch frogs, and climb trees. Hey, Mom!
Yeah, hon. Steven, what is that in your hand?
It's my sense of adventure, Mom. It's telling me we need to get out of the house and have some fun in nature today.
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, what's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Oh, well, it's just sort of.
I have been playing my video games and electronic games for so many hours.
Uh-huh. Well, it sounds like it might be time for you to take a break, or...
Hello, Dad.
Susan?
I have been watching TV and text messaging all morning. Yay, electronics. Yay, yay, yay.
Guys, I think it's about time to get in the car and take a little trip. Maybe see some trees, some green things.
What are these green things you speak of?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Get out to the forest and discover the wonders of nature with your family, just like Blue, Jewel, and the whole Rio flock.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Let's rock this jungle.
Yeah!
Fresh air.
What a glorious morning.
Clean water.
Woohoo! This is great.
And endless surprises.
Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing.
Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to.
Then what you're going to
this.
do is turn
Our
onto
Marcy
Marcy
Avenue.
just broke up and go past the first 3 lights and then take the next left.
I don't really
Then
think
drive 5
she's
more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the
Anyway,
right. That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. Let's Talk Lately right here on the Be Exposed Radio. No, I'm not doing that. I hate it. Be Exposed.
I watched that video today too.
Of April.
It was sad because she still ain't let go.
Oh, she didn't. I ain't even watch it. I couldn't. I
did. I couldn't take. I'm not gonna do that, but I couldn't take
him.
Yeah. You should tell him how you hooked up the cameras because it was a lot of this with the camera.
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
The shades.
Yeah. Right. Don't get the shades. I'm sorry. Let me get back on topic. So today I got an email from First Lady Michelle Obama, who I love. And it's in.
We should go to the White House.
It's about Together We Are Strong is the subject. And it's about this program. Hello. I don't talk to an artist exchange. Oh, yes, I do. I do that. It's about United State of Women Summit.
Oh,
and
that's what I was talking about. The little girl from Jacksonville, Natalie. She's the one
going
that's
to this?
been invited to.
Okay, yeah, it's on June the 14th, Tuesday, June the 14th at 5 p.m. And if you have questions for Flotus and Oprah, you can tweet them at Flotus or at Oprah with the hashtag State of Women. So you can tune in to the live conversations on June 14th at 5. That's 5 p.m. You can go to, it's at go.wh.gov/USOW. I just think this is an awesome opportunity. It's full of stars.
Yes,
Meryl Streep, Oprah. I can't remember her name, but she played on one of my shows, Nashville, that got canceled. Tina Fey, Flotus.
Tina Fey.
I don't know her. Oh, Addie. I can't remember her last name from Saturday Night Live. The big one, the big white girl.
Oh,
she's so funny with the proper, the way she sees the proper. Can you play the commercial, please? Thanks.
Oh, Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler's on there.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
I'm reading it right here.
Oh, she's in. Okay, shut up.
I'm kind of reading it.
You can turn our mics off.
We are the United States of Women.
The United State of Women.
The United State of Women.
And when we do better, everyone does better. You with us? Then listen up.
When we work, we get paid.
The same as everyone else.
Doing the same job.
We will be the boss of a company. Of our company.
Of a whole empire.
Sounds good, right? We
are United State of Women.
Somos el Estado Unido de la Mujer. We are in charge of our own bodies. Every beautiful part, every powerful part.
Every which way we want to use them.
It's our choice when to say yes
and when to say no.
Because duh. Literally duh.
We're earning more college degrees than ever.
We're coding like it's nobody's business, doing whatever we want.
Like it's nobody's business.
Because we have ideas. Game-changing ideas.
World-changing ideas.
This is our movement.
Turning struggle into strength.
We're not done. We're definitely not done. So when we stand with us.
We are the United State of Women.
The United State of Women.
And we stand stronger when we stand together.
Today, we'll change tomorrow.
Together, we got this. We got this.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Talk Lately with Monny right here on Be Exposed Radio every Tuesday at 7 p.m. And we are live with my panel of people.
What's up?
We have co-host of the Artist Exchange, Big Mama Ama Brown Bear.
How y'all doing?
And
Did you say I'm a bear?
I'm Big Mama, I'm a brown bear.
Brown bear. That's funny.
TC Falcone, co-host on Weird Radio.
Salutations.
Where everybody is really, really dope.
Yes.
That's if you want to put two
Let me
in
get
there.
one of them quesadillas.
Okay.
I like a quesadilla, please.
I had my first quesadilla last night.
Oh, did you like it?
I did, and I'm not a fan of Mexicans like Trump.
You're silly.
So
Ah!
I'm not a fan
quesadilla
of Mexican
is
food.
One of them
I had a shrimp quesadilla.
Ooh, did it have
And it
mango?
was real. No,
You gotta do-
please don't
yeah.
add anything extra to it. It had peppers, onions.
Oh yeah, okay,
and
that one was already chopped
cheese.
pretty full. I usually do chicken, cheese, and mango. Oh,
It was perfect. It was
Usually,
just
but they never brought back the ones that they were supposed to.
you. I told you got to talk to about that.
Who?
That's my husband.
Which one?
I say it every
Oh,
time.
them?
Every other time.
I never got my massage either. So same pool.
Kenyon, what are you doing
Same
to
pool,
me?
different stroke.
Quesadilla. And let me get one of them caramel empanadas.
So where was I going with this conversation?
I don't know. We were talking about Mosby. Where we talking about Mosby?
We were.
Okay, we
stopped.
can.
I don't
next
remember what we were
topic.
talking about.
Yeah, let's just move on
on.
because I don't know where we were going with this. But the price hike for BG&E. I'm just
We
fed
have
up.
options now, though. You don't have to go with BG.
We don't have options in the city.
Yes, you
No,
do.
solar. That's it.
And they be coming around to
Don't but people that what
That's no. They buy from
direct
BG&E.
energy then has
They
to come
buy from
past your
BG&E.
house. They do.
Yeah, it's still on the lines of BG&E. Like they can lock you in a rate. That's getting special permission from BG&E. It's not the same thing. They're going to go up too eventually because once your rate, your plan, your contract ends with them. Now you're back into the variable
Right.
and whether you want to renew with them or not.
Right. And they'll
Yeah, I
change
had
it at
direct
that
energy
time.
for a while. And then when I was trying to leave them, they kept calling. And it was like, oh no, I'll just deal with the variable rates with BG&E. But now that this is getting ready to happen, I'm still not going back to them because I just didn't like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still with BG&E, you lock me into this rate, but it's a chance that your rate could jump up and then I'm still going to have to drop you. You know what I mean? And go back to BG&E because that's the only choice that we have.
Yes, it is. And
Yeah,
it's so
and
not
to
right.
lock me
But
into
most-
the
but
thing
that's-
about the locked in rate too, just to say this real quick, is that if you get locked in, say for instance, 8.7 cent, the variable rate with BG&E, what if it dropped to 6%? You're still locked in at 8%.
8%, yep.
And that's a profit margin for them.
Yes, it is. It was one of the things that bothered me. It's why I never really liked the idea of signing up for those things. But the other side of it is that most this is driving me crazy. Most of the power companies in all of the states are monopolies. There are only a handful of
That
50
has more than one.
states
Washington
that have more
Gas?
than one.
The only one.
Yep. It's not okay. It's because this country doesn't support monopolies,
Right.
but it does, but it doesn't. But it does.
I just wish, you know what I kind of would prefer, I think it probably would be worse service, but I kind of would prefer if it was a city service and not an outside company with rule.
You mean
Over
provided
it.
to you by the government
Of the city, exactly.
I would prefer that
Instead
too, like the water.
Right, like the water, exactly. Public Works is
But-
where it should come from.
Electricity from the very beginning, Thomas Edison had his hands in that and designed it so that it was to be for profit, period.
Right.
Because Tesla wanted to just give it away for free, and Edison put enough money in the stacks.
I agree with you. I
people's
just don't think electricity should be something that we're paying for.
I don't think so either. It's too much of a necessity.
Gas.
I don't think we should pay for water or electricity. I think
Right.
those are two things we should just be able to have.
Exactly.
But whatever.
Yeah.
I'll pay
It's
for
just
my
like
trash
fire.
pickup.
It's like fire. I don't have to pay for fire.
Right.
Because I could light everything on fire if I wanted to.
That's right.
So, it would be for free. If I was an arsonist, that's just like free.
Well, water can't be free because we're quote unquote running out of fresh water anyway. So
it says them. You can make water.
Yeah, I know.
Like, just get yourself a little glass bowl and turn it on and heat up the dirty water. The clean water is at the top of the bowl, dripping off the sides. They taught me in school, and I'm not a scientist.
Or you can collect it. You put your thingy over and you boil
Right,
water
and that's what I'm saying. And it'll collect. The
make
steam
rainwater.
is the clean water.
Right, you make water.
But there's a way.
Distilled water. Yes.
I love distilled water. It's delicious.
Yeah, my grandmother got me.
It doesn't have any nutrients in it, but
see, what you guys, I think what you.
I would rather get my energy for free. I would rather get my energy for free and pay to send my kid to school.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would rather that.
I've gone. Sorry, you sent me down another tangent. For like 2.5 seconds.
Because he really just like
I did because when you said pay for school, I did a mathematic equation where if you paid for your child.
Can I pause you for a second?
Paused.
And did you keep that thought? Hold that thought. I know where I was, where I got perplexed because I introduced you and I didn't introduce him. That's what I stopped with introducing you. And Nate Kauser was here. He's gone. The chair's swiveled around. You can see it on camera of the Artist Exchange. Unpause. Play.
Okay.
So like I was saying, I'm a good actor. You tell me to pause. Anyways, so like I was saying, I did a mathematic equation that if you paid for your child from elementary to high school, mind you, and it was like a small percentage, like if you did like from kindergarten to like 5th grade, you did like, I think it was like per quarter, like per term or whatever, they got first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and then the end of the year. I think for like elementary school, you did like $50 a quarter or whatever. And then when you got to middle school, it was like 75 to 100 per quarter. And then high school, it was like 200, like 300 per whatever. By like the end of one fiscal year, if you did it by county, by like 10 schools, and then by another region, and then by state, and then by tri-county area, and then all this other stuff, you got to like $36.7 billion
right.
in 1 year.
I just wish everything was based off of the tax system.
But what I was going to say is the reason why you can't have anything free.
It wouldn't be free if we were just being taxed for all of our services.
But Maryland is the highest tax state in the entire
I don't care.
United States.
But you wouldn't really know you're being taxed.
Yeah, you would.
If you were unemployed, you wouldn't be getting taxed.
Hey.
So now you're just promoting unemployment.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like if the service was not something that you had to earn money to get.
Right.
There wouldn't be so much strife.
But then the cost of everything else would go up.
Like what? There's nothing left if your human services are already taken care of. These are actual like human services. Human services should actually be free.
The prices for most of the convenience, like convenience stores, grocery stores, restaurants, and everything like that. But the prices for those things would have to go up if we got water and electricity and gas and fire and all that other stuff.
But see, I think that would actually promote you being able to be self-sufficient and make vegetables and start doing things on your own. If we get back into that mode of living,
we are definitely.
We would be a much healthier society.
Actually, yeah, I think that it was my mother was the last generation of people to graduate from school who were taught how to care for plants at home, how to cook in school, how to, basic maintenance, how to sew your clothes back together if they tear. Like that was one of the conversations I remember having with my best friend's father, my Uncle James. I remember complaining as a teenager that American cars are terrible. And he goes, no, they're not. They were just better when we had full service gas stations, because then individuals didn't have to think about the maintenance on their car. This gas station attendant was automatically checking all of these things because that's what you did with American cars. And we've moved to this place where I don't know how to do any of this stuff, and I'm not paying crazy amounts of money because just to get an estimate done, it'll cost you $50, and all you're doing is looking at it. You haven't even done anything.
That's true.
And you done took my lunch out of my pocket for the week. So I think that there was a time when we were much more self-sufficient, much more able to do that, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but we have uneducated ourselves systematically. And that I blame. That is my conspiracy.
Which is why we have all this processed food.
Right. That's my
And
conspiracy.
technology has taken over that industry
They
as
started.
well.
They started with food and education. They began to provide you with less quality food and with less quality education, and then they just kind of let it go.
Mm-hmm.
We just were very complacent because America's the greatest city and the greatest nation in the world.
Lies.
Right, but it's just so much. It's so many things that you can do better that we just don't do.
No,
like
because we're all
we
convinced
do everything
this is the
the
greatest
dumb
place
way,
in the world.
and then want to fix it when it f's up your life.
Because we are convinced this is the greatest place in the world, and we
Right.
are the smartest people there are. We are convinced of it.
Lies.
Like everybody should be on the SNAP program.
Mm-hmm.
Every other country knows their language
and ours.
Right. I mean, if you're going to plan
From grade
nutrition, and that's what the SNAP program is there for, to plan nutrition for your family.
Right.
Provide it to everybody. Help us all get healthy. And tax me for it. Give me my food and tax me for it.
But that's the thing, though. The government isn't going to give you healthy food because they're going to say, okay, we need to feed all these people. Who's going to give us who can supply us with the food? And they're going with the lowest bidder.
Mm-hmm.
And the lowest bidder is providing you with the least good quality stuff they can find because they're
Which is why
trying to
I'm
keep as much
glad
money
that
in their
farmers
pocket.
markets now take SNAP.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very good thing. It's
Yes,
just that
it
you
is.
got to
It's a
find
very
where
good one.
the farmers market
The one in
is.
Carroll Park every Wednesday or every Thursday.
Okay, I wanted to get to this council member's call for an investigation in the election, the primary.
Mm.
But we got one more segment after this, and we only got 1 minute in this break. Tamar Braxton. Let's see if I can get through this in a nutshell. Okay, so she was fired from The Real.
Mm-hmm.
She went on the Steve Harvey show. She may be getting a new show through Steve Harvey's production company.
Right.
But rumor has it that Vince was the problem, not Tamar. They actually wanted to keep Tamar, but because of Vince and his ego, I have to say it's his ego. I like Vince, but it was his ego. He basically ruined that opportunity for her because he didn't want her to be there without him, basically. And the problem with Vince that they rumor has, allegedly that he had a problem with like working with the other cast. And they said, from what I heard, that Vince only wanted to do things that involved Tamar. If she wasn't involved in it, he didn't want anything to do with it. And he was a producer. You can't do that. That's like me saying that the hell with the artist exchange. I'm going home. Well, I do that, but I do help out during the week. I don't come to every show, but I promote with them. Yeah. And we'll be right back with city council stuff.
Talk lately.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
Listen to Elizabeth Warren talking about Black lives and Black life.
Police are not occupying armies. This is America, not a war zone. I speak today with full knowledge that I have not personally experienced and can never truly understand the fear, the oppression, and the pain that confronts African Americans every day.
Don't you just want to kill yourself? I mean, not from what she was saying, but from the music that was playing in the background. I just want to, gosh, but every word she said was prolific, and it did not come from what is now becoming mainstream is white privilege. She has a sensibility about her, and the way she speaks about different things that has, from the first time I saw her, I can't remember what state she's in. I think she's in like North Carolina or something like that, somewhere I'm not going. That some kind of sensibility about her that makes me like her for president. But she's not running. We have this old guy that looks like he should be on the popcorn box. Then we have Martin O'Malley. Fine. We'll settle if we must. Hillary, who I like, but she just has to fight against all this controversy, and that's the hard part of it all. Then we have Huckabee. I could have swore he died, like in one of those books, like a fairy tale book. Trump, we're gonna get to you in a moment. Meet with all these black folk in one room, and they just fell for it. Like, he must have been giving out $100 bills behind it.
Check out the Talk Lately show every Tuesday nights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Come on.
We're back, and it is Tuesday, June the 7th, right here on BeExposedRadio.com. You're listening to Talk Lately with me. I am your host with the most. Our office number, just in case you didn't know it and you wanted to get some information about BeExposedRadio.com, it's 410-671-LIVE, 410-671-5483. If no one answers the phone, just leave a message. But the phone lines are open here live on the radio right now at 410-702-5657. And my text is open too.
Yes.
443-642-9403. I'm telling you, he only likes me for my voice. That's all it is.
I'm going to update you real quick on the case of the century for Baltimore, because no other case matters except for this one at this point. Officer Cesar Goodson's decision has been made to do his trial by judge. He will not seek a jury trial because he know he would not win that way.
Of course.
It's a smart move, but not really so smart that you think you're going to get away with this. Yeah. You are taking the trail of Officer Nero, who I can actually reconcile in my brain that he was not the culprit behind the death of Freddie Gray. I can reconcile that in my brain and let him live his life and let him go and move on. But you, sir, are the driver of the van, and as such, you are the one responsible for all occupants of the van, just as I would be as responsible for all occupants that ride in my vehicle as a passenger. They are a passenger, where I am the driver. That makes me culpable. So, Goodson is one of the officers facing murder charges in the death of Freddie Gray. He was driving the police wagon when Gray suffered nearly severed spinal cord. So yeah, he's following that the lines of Officer Nero, which is a smart move. I'm not saying that it's not. Hopefully your attorneys, I mean, just on the strength of playing devil's advocate, they could get you off. But if they don't, what are you going to do?
I mean, I see. I still feel some kind of way about this case.
And your feeling is?
Well, mainly one is the fact that the case was allowed to be tried in the city of Baltimore.
Okay.
I still feel that it should have been done somewhere else.
I don't.
Yeah.
And we can.
We are an
impasse.
Well, it's not an impasse because we are the system of laws of this city, and we are not a regular city. This is a municipality where we are not like other cities. Like in general, we would be the capital of Maryland if we were not a municipality, which is why Annapolis is.
Okay, fair enough. I'll succeed.
We are actually like a separate government inside of a government.
Right.
Like, really, if you think about it, Governor what's his name? Logan, whichever one, he really has no jurisdiction over our city. Think of it that way, which is why we have our own semi-stupid government.
Okay.
That's right. There's a city council that works along with the mayor.
Right, and they approve the budget. It doesn't go through the governor's office at all. We only accept state's attorney help from the state.
Okay. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
I have been educated.
Yeah,
but
which is why I said we have a government of our own laws, like things that happen in the state don't really affect us.
So that's why it had to be done here.
But exactly,
that makes sense.
We have our own jury pool. It's not the same as the state's jury pool. It's all of that is separate, which is why when the crimes happen here in Baltimore, they're settled here in Baltimore. That crime happened here in Baltimore. He needs to be judged by peers in Baltimore. Whereas if it was in Chicago, there's a difference. Their governor, actually, Chicago is the capital.
Yeah.
Is it? Or is it O'Hare? It's
No,
one
Chicago.
of them. I think Chicago is the capital.
Chicago's the capital.
And that system of government actually goes straight up to the governor. Which is why they can't get shit done.
Okay.
Crime is horrible. You know.
But I think my next thing I was going to say, didn't Mr. Gray's mother settle?
Civilly, yes. Not criminally.
Civilly, not criminally.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
with the city,
things, yeah.
not with the court.
Because that's the thing about
that goes back to what you were saying already. See, now that I know that, I have no more questions.
Right. So the city basically said, I don't want anything. I don't want any parts of this. I want out of it. Here, take $6.4 million. Don't call on us. Just keep me out of it. So Stephanie Rawlins Blake can't be called as a witness and none of that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So it's hard.
It is. And I mean, that was one of the things that they wanted to do with Trayvon Martin, was to move his case out of Florida.
This is a big thing about following procedure. When there is a procedure, you follow it to the T, because then you won't be cause for. If you're already ready, you don't have to get ready.
Amen.
So this is why you're in trouble, because you were not ready. You did not follow procedure, and now you're being
called up on it. You're being
called
held
upon. You're
responsible.
being held responsible for your actions. Your actions are that of yours.
We live in a country where certain people are never held responsible, and so I think that we, the people,
the woman with the
are
child,
done with that. We're finished being held. We're finished with people not being held responsible. As a parent, I hate it when I hear, "Oh, they need to take that off TV." No, you need to sit down and have a conversation with your kid.
I'm done with cops mistaking their purpose. That's what I'm done.
You are supposed to protect and serve.
And there's nothing outside of that. There's nothing that says anything additional. Oh, in parentheses, we also can be, bouncers and all this other kind of stuff. We also are above the law. There's nothing outside of that. Protect and serve is protect and serve everybody.
Yep.
If I issued $1 single of my taxes to you, the city, or anybody else that's working in government, you owe me the utmost respect for the fact that you have a position to move any amount of money.
There's no appreciation towards this, instilled in them towards the citizens that they
none. It's not a respect
it's all
thing.
Animosity.
It's
these people make us
a
sick.
deliberate neglect.
Right. We have to do all this work for these people.
Right.
It's
these people.
Right.
That's a good word. These people.
I feel like a lot of times the quote unquote brainwashing that people go through, that cops go through, that's what it's brainwashing. It's the same type of brainwashing you went through as an overseer.
I gotta leave it there. This was a good. I'm sad that we left off on this, but Stacey Dash, you're an idiot. Bye.
Yes. Oh God.
That was Talk Lately.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
You hear me? Gonna make sure. There we go. I'm not to hear myself. What's up, guys? This is the host of